So when we're out, we watch for stuff like this. This is a good sized bear. He just stood up, took a bite. That's what this is, a bite around, and then he showed his claw. They're marking to show other bears that they're here. So this guy's a good sized black bear, or white.
You know, you hear of horse whisperers, and I really believe Marvin is a spirit bear whisperer. And Marvin has seen many of these bears since they were cubs. They've grown up knowing each other. And so Marvin is showing me the way of the spirit bear. I'm doing an article for National Geographic magazine, trying to get people to understand the impacts that oil tankers and an oil spill would have on this coast. And with that article on spirit bears, there's a chance to reach 40 million people all around the world and to let people know what's at stake in this part of the world. And so it's my job as a photojournalist to bring people into my story. And to do that, they can't just be snapshots of this animal. They have to be close, intimate portraits. And that means waiting for weeks at a time just to get a few pictures. People have to instantly look into that bear's eyes and see that bear, be connected to that bear, and want to protect that bear. And that's ultimately how we're going to protect this habitat. When I was a kid, a little kid growing up in the Arctic, the one thought in my mind that I always had that would make me emotional as I'd fall asleep at night was to someday have an intimate moment with a wild animal, a wild top predator, where it completely accepted me into its world, where I could be that fly on the wall, where I could be 3 feet away from it while it conducted its life.
There's a bear. There's a spirit bear right there.
And I lived that dream 2 days ago. And it was one of the most powerful moments I've ever had in my career. After not seeing a bear for 3 weeks, a spirit bear came out of the woods, came into the river, and there it was. Now we have a spirit bear right in front of us. I couldn't believe the pictures we were getting, and this bear had just completely accepted us, accepted Marvin, and Marvin was introducing me to this bear. I thought the encounter was over when the bear walked off into the forest and up into the hill. And Marvin said, he said, "Follow me."
We're about 40 feet from this spirit bear right now. I've heard 200 to 400 bears in the world like this that have this trait. This guy's pretty comfortable with me. So I'm going to take Paul in there and try and get him his shots he really needs. That's pretty hard to get with camera traps.
Yeah, Marvin's known this bear for 5 years. I've never seen anyone get as close to a bear as I've seen Marvin. He can get 2 feet from this bear. The bear's more nervous of me, obviously, so Marvin's going to introduce me to his friend, which is the hugest honor I've been paid in a long time, so I'm very excited. It's just so cool, Marvin. What a beautiful, I can't imagine a more beautiful animal. Marvin said, "Just come and sit down by this log." He goes, "This bear is an old friend of mine. I've known him since he was a cub." And the bear walked within 2 feet of us, and he looks right down at us, and you could smell his breath, you could look into his eye. And I was just in disbelief, I was living a dream at that moment, being that close to such a great animal. And The bear caught some fish. He continued to fish. As a National Geographic photographer, I'm traveling around the world about 300 days a year, and I've had a lot of incredible encounters with wildlife. So it means a lot for me to say that I had the greatest experience of my photographic career just 3 days ago, while on this raid. And that gift came from my friend Marvin Robinson.